What's up, world? Today we're going to be talking about the Suicide Squad. No, not the movie, but DC's animated feature Assault on Arkham, featuring the Suicide Squad as the lead anti-heroes, taking on the Joker and Batman, much like something else that's coming out soon. Assault on Arkham came out in 2014 and was directed by Jay Oliva. It was an attempt by DC to shine a spotlight on some of their lesser-known villains and take a gamble at maybe getting that popularity bump. This is a popular move in the comic book industry, and Marvel has done particularly well with their character Deadpool. The popularity of this character's cynicism and dark humor is reflected in the Suicide Squad with characters like Harley Quinn and Deadshot. So let's get into it. It starts with the Riddler talking to Amanda Waller just before she sends Arkham in to go get him, but then Batman shows up. And you think it's just a fun little intro where he's kicking butt and taking names, and he really is, don't get me wrong. But there's an unexpected turn that will come in the third act later that you don't even see coming. Next we meet the Suicide Squad, and right from the beginning there's great character play and chemistry off of each other. Killer Frost has a soft spot for this adorable monster King Shark. Harley Quinn is immediately attracted to Deadpool for being tall, dangerous, and handsome. Black Spider is more like Batman than any of these villains, so at first he doesn't seem to fit in, but the way they eventually use him does pay off. Boomerang and Deadshot butting heads the whole time also provides some comedic effect, as well as making Deadshot look like a total badass the whole way through. I thought the Penguin cameo was a perfect amount of time, the perfect representation. They didn't overuse him, they didn't overkill the character, they just made him perfectly despicable. I thought it was smart and fun that they included a fight scene between Harley Quinn and Batman early in the movie. You got to see that she's not just this irreverent bimbo, but she's also a lethal fighter. Next, they segue into the break-in at Arkham, and it feels like a Mission Impossible movie with supervillains. It's really fun. And the Joker shows up, and there's an interaction with Harley Quinn, and they start to get under each other's skin, and he's gonna screw up the whole mission until Deadshot once again comes in and looks like a badass. They just did so much to promote this character so that when Will Smith finally takes over, you're just ready. But Neil McDonough did a great job of voice acting the guy. Bravo! The next great scene that I liked was the warehouse fight. It showed Batman going toe-to-toe with 6 supervillains at once and how he handles himself and his gadgets and his maneuvering and his strategy. Next, they bring the Riddler back in, and you just don't see it coming, even though it makes perfect sense. The Riddler is the key to getting the bombs removed from the back of their neck. He knows that if you use electroshock therapy, you can defuse the bombs. When Amanda Waller detonates the bombs and it only kills King Shark, and you see the way that it affects Killer Frost, it's such a good use of character development and the chemistry between the two. You really feel like she lost her best friend, even though she's a villain. The film just really endears you to these characters. The bomb doesn't, however, kill Black Spider, revealing that Batman had traded places with him back in the warehouse fight. Then the Joker shows up, and it turns out the whole movie was about stopping him from setting off a bomb. Who knew? I thought it was about how badass these characters were. We get to see our second face-off between Deadshot and Joker, where he so famously out-crazies the Joker. Once again, so badass. The Joker somehow triggers a breakout, and we get to see cool cameos from Bane and Scarecrow, Two-Face, Poison Ivy, where he eventually escapes amongst the chaos. Finally, we see our villains disassemble as their egos become too much for them in the tense finale. Our 3 remaining stars, Deadshot, Killer Frost, and Boomerang, fight it out for a shot of one lone helicopter that they probably could have shared. This sets us up for a third and final face-off between Deadshot and the Joker, and I guess another one between Batman and Harley. He kicks her butt in like 2 seconds, and is basically just a plot device for him to have to defuse the bomb. So back to Joker versus Deadshot. This fight is fun. They got glass in their back, they're pulling out knives and chains with hooks on them and dragging each other around, throwing each other across the parking lot, pulling knives out of their backs and throwing them at each other. It's a grand old time. Hands down, that makes the whole movie worth it. If you're into martial arts or animation or anything like that, it's just the best. Ending with a cool bang. There were some problems with the film though, namely that they over-sexualized the 2 female villains. There's a sex scene between Harley Quinn and Deadshot, which I don't think is an automatically bad idea. I just thought they handled it a little poorly. It came across as a little misogynist. He was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll have unprotected sex with my partner in crime, my teammate, you know, whatever. Come on. And they gave Harley Quinn a rape fantasy? Yahtzee. I thought it was clever that they used Killer Frost as a cadaver to break into Arkham. I just didn't know why she had to come out of the body bag like, here's my big blue icy tits. Then there's the scene where the guard hears something going on. He says, what are you guys doing down there? And Harley Quinn's like, oh, we're just having a party. My titties are just hanging out because that's what you do at a party. I get that DC is trying to be edgy and fresh and cover adult subject material, but they gotta learn how to write for women. Or maybe hire some women on their writing staff. That's my only real critique or issue with the film. Overall, I did think it was pretty funny and action-packed. I thought they had some really good writing, and like I said, they kind of tossed some stuff and alley-ooped it down. I know the new Suicide Squad film has taken some heat from the critics, even though it hasn't even come out yet, come on. But I'm really looking forward to see this movie. So I'm gonna go in with my ears plugged and just see what they come up with. That's it. Hasta luego, pinche pendejos.